Hi there, thanks for joining us. It's the Sweet Spot with Bruce Millington and Steve Palmer. It's a Ryder Cup special. It kicks off after so much build-up on Friday. Really looking forward to 3 days of battle between Europe and America at Whistling Straits. Before we get on to that, we'll have a quick look back at last week. And the big golf tournament, really, Steve, took place at Hanbury Manor, didn't it? And you were a winner and a loser, weren't you? Tell us what happened.
One of the team competition. I was in the winning team, thank goodness. So I think that involves going to the Coral Eclipse next year, doesn't it? So I might actually see a horsey race. I was a loser in the respect that I left my golf clubs at the course. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, that was a bit of a blunder, wasn't it? What happened exactly? Because you seemed to be drinking quite heavily on the way round, didn't you? There was a fella coming round with that buggy, wasn't there, offering for some of us fizzy drinks and chocolate, but he also had some beers on board, didn't he? And you got stuck in, didn't you?
He was remarkably generous. Yeah. Pretty much every hole he just appeared to give you another drink. But I mean, I don't think it was inebriation. I think it was just pure fatigue. I just dumped the golf clubs outside of the pro shop after the round, went up to the bar, and then completely forgot that the clubs were there, and then woke up the next morning and realised, I was in a different zip code, as they say, and the clubs were there. So I was on the panic stations, rang up the hotel, and fortunately the night porter must give Cameron a shout out. Cameron, the night porter, had spotted them at 2 a.m. and taken them to safety. So almost lost all my golf clubs, but all's well that ends well. Yeah, a lot.
Because you slept at my house, didn't you? Because it was strategically on the way back to Weymouth, but it turned out to be a nightmare because you had to do basically a full lap of the M25 and then back to Weymouth, didn't you? Never mind.
Yeah, I hope there's no Extinction Rebellion listeners out there, because they wouldn't be happy with the amount of fumes that were coming out my Audi. I do apologise. Yeah, it's a 6-hour drive on the Friday. Never mind.
Quick look back on what happened last week, because obviously we're itching to get stuck into the Ryder Cup. Christopher Broberg, I mean, he must have been any price you like to win that tournament, wasn't he? Good luck if you found him, but there wasn't too much to say about that, was there?
Well, he was a 300 to 1 chance. Yeah, the only clue he gave was 12th place in the Scandinavian mixer. You would have really struggled to get him. I mean,
yeah, I missed that.
You should have gone to Specsavers, Bruce. You should have gone to Specsavers, because the key to this, it seems, is that he went to the opticians and got a new contact lens put in his right eye, and that's been a revelation. He sees the lines better on the putting, he said. So a trip to the opticians has solved it. So you should have gone to Specsavers. You might have spotted Christopher Broberg. You might have got a 300 to 1 winner.
I mean, it was an incredible Saturday that basically put him way clear of everyone else. But then he did wobble a bit on Sunday, didn't he? It looked like he might throw it, but he held it together, didn't he? So fair play to him. And then what happened over in America? We had Max Homer, didn't we? I like Max Homer. Someone put me onto his podcast that he does after he played in the Open. I think it's the second best golf show out there after this one, obviously. And he seems like a really good egg. And he won over in America, didn't he? Just beat Maverick McNeely, who's becoming a bit of a sort of McNeely man, isn't he? Not quite getting it done.
Well, we had the California 1-2. Both Californians, the Californians love playing in Californian conditions. Obviously, the Poana greens, they seem to relish them. So Homer McNeely, a Californian 1-2. And it's interesting you mentioned his podcast, because, again, I think it was a factor, because he's just ended that podcast. A week before he won, he ended the podcast. He said that it wasn't helping him concentrate. His quote was that regurgitating all the bad things that happened to him wasn't healthy. So he thinks he was getting into a negative mindset by coming on a podcast and talking about all the bad breaks and whatever. So ditched it and won the next week out. So yeah, maybe we should ditch our award-winning podcast and we'll start back at winners again.
Interesting. Oh, no, let's not do that. I enjoy it. Highlight my
we'll stick with. But Mito Pereira almost got there, didn't he? Mito Pereira finished third. I don't know if you follow that.
I did see that. Yeah. What price was he?
He was 66 to 1, and just a few too many pars in the final round, and couldn't overtake the Californians. But
did you stay up for it, Steve? Because it was right late start. The leaders went out at 10, didn't they? I had to sack it off after 9 holes.
Yeah, I stayed in the hope that Mito Pereira would get there. And, Maverick McNeely, one of my favourite players. Obviously, I didn't want him to win because, we won on him last week. I mean, Butch Harmon is his coach, and Butch Harmon said that loose driving would be what would cost Maverick McNeely. He expected McNeely to win, but if anything was going to get him, it was going to be loose driving. Didn't happen until the 17th hole, and then he took an iron off the tee, and it just wafted to the right, hit some trees. Only went 166 yards, his tee shot, 17th. Double bogey at the 17th, lost by a shot. So, yeah, it's a tight finish. McNeely would be kicking himself there.
Anyway, never mind silly old last week. We've got a week of weeks coming up, haven't we? Now, you're notoriously ambivalent about the Ryder Cup, aren't you? But are you getting slightly excited now as the day almost looms when we get going over in Wisconsin?
Yes, I'm getting slightly more excited now. I feel like I've got a good handle on what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, you need to have deep pockets though to follow my tips this week. Well, the main tip. Have you got deep pockets?
No, I don't like the sound of that. Should we do some practical stuff first? I mean, not everybody follows it as closely as we do. So just quickly run through what the Ryder Cup is and when it is and how it works and all that kind of caper. You've got 30 seconds.
3-day event, foursomes, 4 balls on Friday, foursomes, 4 balls on Saturday, and then 12 singles on Sunday. So you can get 28 points up for grabs. And
what's a foursome and what's a 4 ball?
A foursome is alternate shots, so that you one player in the pair and tees off, then the second one plays his next shot, blah 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 blah. Everyone knows this, don't they? And 4 balls.
No, they don't know.
Do they not? Oh, I assume we've got
a very dangerous thing, Steve.
Yeah. Okay, well that's foursomes, 4 balls. Everyone gets their own ball, and the best score in each pair counts towards the score. And then singles, it's head-to-head duels.
Okay, and it's match play, obviously, which means that if you get 5 and your opponent gets 4, you win the hole. No, you lose the hole. If you get 10 and your opponent gets 2, you lose the hole. You just lose it by 1. So it kind of evens it up, doesn't it? Because if it was stroke play, you'd be like, you could be 10 shots clear and that'd be it, wouldn't it?
Very good points you make there, Bruce.
Thank you. Okay, outright betting. Let's have a quick look. The Americans obviously very strong favourites. If you look at their team, they've got all the highest ranked players by Johnny Rahm. USA 1-2, Europe 2-1, tie 12-1, very roughly. But of course, Europe come into this having absolutely spanked the Americans, something like 17.5, 10.5 last time. So although on paper America looks strong, Europe I think have won 7 of the last 9. Do you give Europe a chance, Steve? 7
of the last 9 and 4 of the last 5. So obviously you do have to give Europe a chance. I'll just guide us through the course before we get into the nitty gritty of the cup. We're at Whistling Straits, Wisconsin. Pete Dye design, 7,390 yards, par 71. The USPGA Championship has been staged there 3 times: 2004, 2010, 2015. It's a big boys golf course and it's exposed. It's an exposed track beside Lake Michigan. Got a linksy feel to it. Jason Day won there in 2015. You probably remember that one. 20 under par total, but it was par 72 then. The home side gets to set the course up how they like. So they're probably going to get it to favour big hitters as much as possible because they're by far the more powerful side. In terms of weather, there's a bit of breeze forecast, but both sides, in my opinion, fairly equal in their abilities in the wind. So that's pretty irrelevant.
And there will be some European supporters there, but only really expats, obviously, because you still can't travel, can they? So it'll be very much a partisan crowd, won't it?
Well, this is it. And I want to make the case for a USA victory. I think the USA are going to win this Ryder Cup. And I've got 5 sort of points I want to make. And I've been feeling quite under the weather lately. I've been doing lots of COVID tests every day. I new COVID tests because I've got concerns about that, but they're all coming back negative. I think I've just got heavy cold, but I've got 5 points I want to make. I don't think I can make them all without a sip of my my Coke. So I'm going to make 5 points. I'm going to make 5 points. I'm going to stop between each one, and you're going to comment.
Oh, okay, fine.
Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, mate.
Sprung that on me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just not in perfect condition for this. I'm not peaking for the Ryder Cup, unfortunately.
Oh.
So USA, you mentioned 1-2 general. 4-7 has been dangled by a couple of firms this morning. 4-7 USA, for people with deep pockets like yourself, is well worth getting involved with. I'm anticipating a fairly comfortable home victory. My Ryder Cup tactics are typically to back the home side. Home advantage is enormous in this competition. You get to set the course up as you like, as I say, and you get that vociferous support, which can unsettle the away side. This year, as you say, home advantage counts for more than it usually does. Hardly any away fans in the arena. 95% of those in attendance will be cheering on the Americans. Wisconsin doesn't get much top flight golf, so they'll be absolutely mad for it. I think there's really intense atmosphere. 6 of the last 7 Ryder Cups have been won by the home side. The only one in that streak that wasn't was the miracle of Medina. So you needed an actual miracle to stop that being 7 from 7. So that's my first point, that the home advantage is massive. Please comment.
Okay. So have you changed your brand of drink?
amazing offer on Pepsi Max in the supermarket this week. So yeah, I couldn't resist it. I think there's a bit of a Diet Coke shortage due to the lack of lorry drivers at the moment.
Oh, really?
Is it Brexit? Is it COVID? Who knows? But yeah, we've got lorry driver crisis on this side of the Atlantic.
Pepsi Max, have you? That was a big one.
Yeah, just a brief.
What's the deal then? How much can you get it for a can?
Oh, they were just giving it away. It's probably out of date or something. But yeah, you've got to take the value, haven't you? Yeah, we're value seekers.
I don't have anything to say about your home advantage thing, but apart from that makes sense.
Point number two. Been a lot of talk that's intensifying that Harrington is a better captain than Stricker. Like there's some sort of gulf between the two captains. Harrington. We all know Harrington can talk the hind legs off a donkey, don't we? You get Harrington started, he just never stops. He's been all smiles this week. He's been dominating the media conferences. But Steve Stricker is an absolute shrewdie. He's liked by everyone. He's very, very well respected. Don't forget that Tiger Woods went to Steve Stricker for putting advice. Tiger Woods going to someone for advice on how to play golf. Stricker is like this godlike figure when it comes to putting. And, of course, he captained the States in 2017 in the President's Cup. They won that at 19-11. It was a textbook captaincy performance from Stricker. And I think if you're going to talk about management this week, talk about the vice captains. The American vice captains. There's enough
of them, isn't there?
Well, the American vice captains are world class. You've got Jim Furyk, Zach Johnson, Davis Love, Phil Mickelson, Fred Couples. 5 major champions, lots of contrasting characters for each player to go to. Love is a 2-time Ryder Cup captain. Couples is a 3-time President's Cup captain. I think the American players have got immense backroom support this week. Contrast that with the European. I don't wish to be unkind, but the European vice captains, Robert Carlson, Luke Donald, Martin Keimer, Graham McDowell, Henrik Stenson. I think there's a golfing class in the backroom staff.
Is there much you can really do as a vice captain, though? I mean, you just ride around in a buggy talking sternly into a walkie-talkie, don't you, basically? I mean, there seems to be much more to it than that.
It's more that the players can go to the vice captains for advice on stuff. And you've got lots of different characters there that will all be hugely respected. Can you see the European players going to Robert Carlson saying, Bobby, I need a little bit of advice on what to do with this? I just think there's a strength to that American management team, which is not really factored into the prices.
Okay. I will comment to an extent. Have you seen the video that Harrington made? Well, didn't make it himself, I don't suppose. He had made. It's a very uplifting 2.5-minute production based on the fact that 164 players have played for Europe in the Ryder Cup. It's good. It's really well made. Some people get very excited about, I suppose. But, he's obviously leaving no stone unturned, is he?
Oh, no, I don't think he'll leave any stone unturned. No, I think he'll be an absolute obsessive. Which can go horribly wrong if they want to get too involved. Remember Seve Balathirov at Valderrama, where he wanted to get too. He basically wanted to play the shots for the players, didn't he? He was like on their shoulders there, hitting the shot. There's a danger.
If you're going to call him Balathirov, he's right, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it's Seve Balathirov. I'm reading his autobiography at the moment, but I've only got halfway through it. It's a bit dull. I don't wish to speak ill of the dead, but it's
Seve's is.
I'm reading Seve Ballesteros' autobiography.
Is it dull? I read the Arsene Wenger one the other day. That was really boring. God, I mean, it's just football all the way for him. I didn't learn anything whatsoever about him. It was really, really disappointing.
Yeah, Ballesteros' autobiography has aged a little bit, but fortunately, I made contact with Wayne Mardle yesterday and demanded he send me a copy of his book. So I think Wayne Mardle's autobiography.
Yeah, Mardle's got a new book out, hasn't he?
Book out, yeah. So he's sending me a copy of that. So I'm looking forward to that. That can replace Ballesteros. But we've gone off message a little bit here. I can't even remember what point I was making. What point was I making?
We're talking about Harrington, were we? No, you were.
Harrington. Yeah, I think Harrington might bubble over potentially. Stricker's got this calmness to him. He has a serenity to him. People say he doesn't say much in the media conference. You don't need to say much in the media conference.
No, I agree with you actually about that. I think Harrington could. I think he's quite a sort of an unusual type of character, isn't he? And I'm not necessarily sure he's cut out for the cut and thrust this, but he might be absolutely magnificent. How many points are we into now? 2?
That's 2 of 5. Yeah.
Okay, right. Go on then.
So point 3 is that Europe's whistling straights record in the USPGA is poor. In 2004, 4 of them played. Ian Poulter finished 37th, and that was the best of the bunch. Paul Casey, Sergio Garcia, and Lee Westwood all missed the cut. In 2010, Garcia and Shane Lowry missed the cut. In 2015, Lowry, Poulter, and Bernd Wiesberger and Tommy Fleetwood all missed the cut.
Wow.
And in 2015, in stark contrast, 4 members of this American side finished in the top 10 in the USPGA in 2015. Jordan Spieth was 2nd, Brooks Koepka was 5th, Dustin Johnson was 7th, Tony Finau was 10th. There's been lots of talk this week. So there's lots of people trying to talk up Europe's chances, that the Linksy track is going to favour Europe. I can't have that theory at all, really.
No, well, all I can comment there is good research, Stephen. I think, funny enough, the only European recently who has done quite well there is Justin Rose, who got omitted from the team stupidly.
Better not
I had
get you
my say on that
started on
last
that.
week.
Yeah, I better not get you started. You'll need to.
I've calmed down on that one.
No.
Okay, point 4.
Point 4. The American pairing seems so much more natural than the European ones this time. Sit down, work out the pairings. We'll have a good thrash through them later in the piece, I'm sure. But Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth, great friends who've been successful together in the past playing for America. I think they're set in stone. Patrick Cantley and Xander Schauffele, Californian duo, have become really close friends over recent years. Those 2 pairings are set in stone. They could be used for all 4 sessions. And that's such a solid foundation for Stricker to build on. So much harder for Harrington. You sit down and try and work out Harrington's lineup. It's just really, really difficult. He's admitted himself this week that he's not even decided on the pairings yet. And particularly in the 4 balls, Europe's got a real lack of firepower in the 4 balls. In the 4 balls, you want to load up your 4 balls with power and flair. There's just not enough of it in this team. That is point.
Would you say that America will be better at 4 balls than foursomes? Is that roughly what you're saying there?
I do agree with that, but I think they'll be better than Europe at both formats this week. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about the pairings, hasn't there? I've got this theory. Well, it's not a theory, but it's more of a sort of fantasy that the whole Koepka-DeChambeau thing's been choreographed all year, and that they're actually great mates, and they're going to walk onto the first tee, quite possibly holding hands together, and just absolutely obliterate Europe. I don't suppose it's going to happen, but I think they're talking about Scotty Scheffler as a partner for Bryson, aren't they?
Yeah, I think Koepka-DeChambeau's up at 33-1. So if you think your fantasy is going to become a reality that they play together, you can have a 33-1 shot. We had Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson together when Hal Sutton was captain, but I think Steve Stricker's a lot more sensible than Hal Sutton. Scotty Scheffler is my idea of DeChambeau's partner, because nobody wants to partner DeChambeau. Scotty Scheffler, probably feels quite blessed to be in the side.
To be there, yeah.
He's like Des Walker, I play anyway, he put me on the park boss. So he will. I think Scheffler would be happy to play with DeChambeau. We'll come on to point number 5. We'll talk about balls. And we're going a bit kinky there. We fantasies and balls. I want to talk about balls now, and then I want to mention DeChambeau and Scheffler in that.
Okay, have a swig, and then we can talk about balls, because I don't think I've got anything else to comment on the pairings. But we should have a good look at them later and what we think.
We should have a deep dive, as they say, shouldn't we? Yeah.
If this balls is all about the fact that they've got to, one of them normally plays with a Bridgestone and he's got to play with a Srixon, then I don't want to hear it, because golf balls and lager are all the same.
I passionately disagree with you, don't I?
Which one do you disagree more about? I admit lager isn't the same. I mean, Foster's and something a lot stronger. They are different, but I mean, golf balls, they're all the same.
I disagree with you more on these 2 things than I disagree with you on anything else in the whole world. I think there's a huge gulf in lagers. If you have a Carlsberg, if someone gets me a pint of Carlsberg, I'll be in tears. If someone gets me a pint of Heineken, I'll be tears of joy. There's huge gulfs in lager, and there's huge gulfs in golf ball. That's a tongue twister, isn't it? Particularly when you're feeling ill. There's huge gulfs in golf balls, which is why I play. Even though I lose a lot of balls now because I don't play enough and I'm pretty bored off the tee, I still commit to a good quality golf ball. Because
those ones with those orange triangles on them.
Yeah, the TaylorMade TP5s with the the triangles. Because the golf ball is the most important bit of equipment in your bag. You could have I hardly ever use my 6-iron for some reason. It's got a lovely grip because it never gets used. But your golf ball you're using every single time. And golf balls are important this week in the foursomes, because you're only allowed to use one type of golf ball in the foursomes. In the 4 balls, it doesn't matter because they all can use their own ones. But in the foursomes, to give you a good example, Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry. A lot of people suggesting McIlroy and Lowry are going to play together this week. McIlroy uses a TaylorMade TP5. Shane Lowry uses a Srixon Z-Star. I mean, the Srixon Z-Star is Lowry's the only Srixon player in the whole squad. So is he going to play in foursomes? It's difficult to find him a partner that is natural with. If he plays with McIlroy's not going to go anywhere near the Srixon Z-Star. He's going to say, you're going to have to play with my TaylorMade TP5. There's all these little issues. I mean, John Rahm and Victor Hovland, I'm hoping they're going to play together. I think that would be Europe's best partnership, but Rahm uses a Callaway, Hovland uses a Titleist. So the point 5 is that it looks a lot trickier for Europe on the ball front than it does for the Americans. Thomas and Spieth, both Titleist loyalists. Johnson and Morikawa, I think, are going to play together. Both use TaylorMade TP5s. So it looks more straightforward in the foursomes for the Americans, ball-wise.
Do any of them use a Slazenger?
No, they don't. I mean, Srixon is the poor relation here. I mean, they'll be looking at Larry going, come on, mate, you're the Open champion now. Surely you can get a better ball in your hands.
Surely, Steve, what they could do is they could get their favourite ball and just put another logo on it, couldn't they? No one's going to notice, are they?
It's the feel, it's the texture.
Yeah, but it would have the feel. It would have the feel. That's what I'm saying. So just say McIlroy plays with Lowry. Lowry can use his Srixon, but put what is it?
Oh, right. Oh, you're saying they should change the rules. Oh, you're saying you should cheat.
No, cheat. Exactly. Just get his Srixon and put like a Titleist logo on it or whatever.
Yeah, I suppose there is scope for cheating there.
No one can tell because they're all the same.
No, yeah, you probably easily get away with it. Yeah, but I think
the only one that's different is that Dunlop DDH. Do you know the one with the sort of non-uniform kind of dimples?
Not been near a Dunlop for many a year, but yeah, I don't think we should condone cheating on here. I mean,
we shouldn't. But equally, I don't think. I personally, Steve, I don't think. I've never heard of Ryder Cup being won or lost by balls.
No, you haven't. But it's because no one talks about it. Maybe there has been some Ryder Cups won or lost by balls, but we're the only guys talking about it.
Indeed. Okay, well, look, it's an interesting angle, Steve. I'll grant you that. But they're very good points then. Well done. I enjoyed that. All right, then what should we talk about now? Should we talk about the margin?
Correct score. Yeah, correct score.
I'll just give the viewers a few clues. And while I am doing that, don't forget, guys, we would love to know what you think. Put some comments on underneath. Who's going to be top scorer? What's the margin going to be? What are you most looking forward to? All right, then let's give you some guide prices there. The likeliest correct score is that the US win 14.5, 13.5. That's 9-1. US 15-13 is also 9-1, as is 15.5, 12.5. If you want to be a little bit more exotic, for example, 17-11 is 16-1, 19-9 is 33-1, 21-7 is 80-1. I mean, it can't be that one-sided because golf doesn't work like that, Steve, does it? But where are you leaning towards here?
I'm going semi-exotic. I think USA to win 17-11. I got three tips here. I want to get three, and you merge them all together, and it creates a 4-1 chance at best prices. So I'm going to go USA to win 17-11 at 16-1. USA to win 16.5, 11.5 at 14-1. USA to win 16-12 at 12-1. So back those three correct scores. Yeah, if you can afford a chunk on the States at 4-7, good luck. I wish you well. But yeah, for the working man, 4-7 is not a price to get heavily excited about. But you put these three together, these three correct scores together, it's a 20% total probability, a 4-1 chance.
Okay. Should we talk about overall point score next or individual team point scores?
Why don't we do top American, top European, then top combined?
Okay, right. So top American, I'll give you a little run through there. These are guide prices. Each way is generally going to be a quarter of the three, 12 runners. 6-1 Justin Thomas, 13-2 Jordan Spieth. As Steve said earlier, it looks like they may well start off playing together, as might these two. Cantley at 13-2 and Xander Schauffele at 7. So that will be the slowest. If they do play them, by the way, Steve, I hope they don't go out first because we'll be there all day. They are the biggest snails in golf. Dustin Johnson 15-2, Bryson 9-1, Morikawa 10s, Brooks is 10s. Brooks fit again, by the way. Obviously, a couple of weeks ago, he larruped a shot against a tree root and hurt his arm, but he's declared himself fit. Finau's 12s, Berger 16, Scheffler 16, Harris English 20. Where's the value lie here, Steve?
Justin Thomas at 13-2. I think Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth will be looking forward to this team competition more than any other they've competed in. They'll be secretly thrilled that Patrick Reed is not in the team. Reed was moaning about Spieth in the last Ryder Cup. The Patrick Reed suspected burner account on Twitter was revealed in February, full of historical jibes about Justin Thomas. I think it's a huge weight off the shoulders of Thomas and Spieth that Stricker has left Reed out. Stricker has basically backed Thomas and Spieth there. I think they repay their captain in spades this week. I think they play all 4 sessions before the singles. Thomas has got a superb record representing his country in the President's Cup and the Ryder Cup. He's becoming the real Captain America. Patrick Reed loves being called Captain America. He's a self-proclaimed Captain America. Justin Thomas is taking that title away from him. I think Thomas and Spieth will be really successful. And it must be noted that Spieth has never won a Ryder Cup or President's Cup singles match. He's played in 6 singles matches and he's lost all of them. So if you're picking between Thomas and Spieth for top American, you have to go with Thomas. I think it's a 4-runner market for me. Thomas, Spieth, Cantlay and Schauffele. I think they'll play all 5 matches, all of them. I think Thomas is the most likely to get 5 points, in my opinion. He finished the FedEx Cup playoffs really well. He could be peaking for I'm not peaking for the Ryder Cup. Justin Thomas is, I think.
Oh, I mean, I guess the beauty of that Spieth-Thomas combo would be that Thomas will be dialing those irons in, when he nice long drives, and then Spieth will hopefully be doing the damage with the flat stick. Is that right?
I think you're absolutely right. I think it's a deadly combination, and they'll have so much fun out there, won't they? I mean, they're whipping up the crowd. They're both crowd favourites, 95% of the crowd on their side. Yeah, they'll be. Oh, yeah. Just, all I can say is.
Wow. Right, European top scorer. Let's give you the betting. Johnny Rahm, strong favourite here at Burlington Bertie, 100-30. Rory McIlroy's 11-2. Hovland 7s. Tommy Fleetwood 17-2. Casey 10. Lowry 10. Sergio Garcia 11. Tyrrell Hatton 12. Ian Poulter 12. Matt Fitzpatrick 16. Lee Westwood 22. Bernd Wiesberger 25. I thought Westwood was a little bit of value here at 22. Steve, I thought he'd see a bit of action.
Well, right off the boil, isn't he? I mean, he had a shocking final round at Wentworth and then claimed he played quite well. I mean, I worry about Westwood. He sort of peaked in March, didn't he? We talk about Justin Thomas peaking for this. Yeah, Lee Westwood peaked in March.
Okay, you've thrown a bucket of cold water over my fancy. Who's your fancy?
My fancy is Victor Hovland at 15-2. Yeah, you got to play with. You got a world-class rookie, fearless youngster. I'm gambling on him playing with Jon Rahm early in the week. I've had this Rahm. I'm not the Ryder Cup captain. I'm not the European Ryder Cup captain. So
you're not?
I'd like, I wish I was. I don't wish I was, because I think I'd struggle to come up with a plan to win. I don't like losing, and I think we'd probably lose. But if I was Ryder Cup captain, I would pick Rahm and Hovland together, and I think that would give you a chance to win some points. But I think if Hovland doesn't play with Rahm, I think he might play with Rory McIlroy. Rory McIlroy said he likes the idea of playing with Hovland. So I think Hovland's going to get good partners, and I think he'll get a few points. I mean, in the last 2 Ryder Cups, a European rookie has excelled. Thomas Pieters, your favourite player, 2016. Absolutely amazing rookie performance in a way, but in a way side that got thrashed, and Thomas Pieters was a top scorer. Tommy Fleetwood in 2018, both Pieters and Fleetwood scored 4 points as rookies. I think Hovland, if he plays all the matches, I think if Harrington's listening, just play Hovland all 5 matches, mate. Come on, he's your chance. He's your great hope. Hovland and Rahm can win points together, and that's your great hope to build a European, stunning away victory.
Okay. I quite like doing 2 players, Steve, in cross doubles on the top scorer. So if you give me 2 from each for my cross doubles, who would they be?
I would give you Justin Thomas and Patrick Cantlay, and I would give you Victor Hovland and Rory McIlroy. Because Jon Rahm not an exciting price. That's who I would give you. But I mean, you know what will happen when you do that? You know what will happen, don't you? What happens in every Ryder Cup I ever get involved in? I have these doubles as well. Top point scorer doubles, get all excited. They're drawn together in the first match. They're drawn together in the second match.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And you end up with no chance.
I get you. Right, let's talk about overall point scorer, shall we? Top combined point score. Here it is. Jon Rahm's favourite, 7-1. Justin Thomas's 9s. Cantlay's 10s. Spieth's 10s. McIlroy's 11s. Dustin Johnson's 12. Schauffele's 12. Hovland's 16s, along with various others. Who'd you like here?
Justin Thomas at 10-1. Very excited to get double figures about JT. I think it's between the 4 main Yanks.
You get Thomas. 4 places here as well, by the way, if you're betting each way.
Oh, there you go. You can't fail then, because
Thomas, you can fail, of course. Come on,
Sure, you can fail, but you might not fail. Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Patrick Cantlay, and Xander Schauffele, they're the 4 to concentrate on. I think they're all going to play 5 matches. Justin Thomas is the one I'd have most faith in winning this singles match. So, Justin Thomas at 10-1 for me, with Spieth, Cantlay, and Schauffele the dangers.
Righty ho. I wanted to talk about top rookie. Here's the prices: 9-2 Schauffele, 9-2 Cantelier, 11-2 Hovland, 6 Morikawa, 7 Scheffler, 7 Berger, 15-2 Lowry, 9 English, 22 Wiesberger. Any value there?
I've got 2 specials bets,
Okay.
which I'd like to advertise. Yeah, that is one of them is rookie related. Top American rookie, I think, is the market to go down. Top American rookie, I think, is between Patrick Cantlay and Xander Schauffele, who'll be playing together. They're both available at 3-1. So if you have Cantlay and Schauffele, I think it's called Dutching, isn't it? If we're going to go, let's go Dutching.
That's an even money shot then, isn't it?
Indeed. Yeah. Cantlay and Schauffele, even money shot, because I'm not certain Morikawa will play 5 matches. He's had a few injury niggles through the FedEx Cup playoffs. I think Cantlay and Schauffele definitely will. And then the rest of that market is Scheffler, Berger and English. So, for me, Cantlay and Scheffler is a good even money chance in top American rookie. And then the other special I like, do you want to do have you got the markets there for top wild card, top combined wild card?
Top combined wild card, blimey. Yes, I have, yeah. It's 4-1 Spieth, 9-2 Schauffele, 13-2 Finau, 7 Scheffler, 8 Berger, 8 Garcia, 8 Lowry, 9 Poulter, and 10 Harris English.
It's a fascinating market, isn't it? And I can triumphantly announce you can get 9-2 on both Spieth and Schauffele. If you do some Dutching on Jordan Spieth and Xander Schauffele in the top wildcard market, both at 9-2, that turns into a 7-4 chance.
You're going to end up looking like a Dutchman, aren't you?
I am.
You got clogs on.
You want to go for a smoke and a pancake? That's such a bad impression. I can't do impressions at the best of time, not even when I'm ill. But I do like the Dutch. I love the Dutch. I wish I was a Dutchman. I don't wish I was
people, aren't they?
I've had some great.
They're one of my favourite nationalities, the Dutch. They're brilliant. Do you know they're the tallest people in the world?
I didn't know. That's incredible.
I found that out this week. It's also the most densely populated country in Europe.
These are incredible facts you're coming out with. Why are they the most tallest country? I could have had many guesses on which was the tallest country of the world. I wouldn't have gone for the. What do you reckon? What do you reckon creates tall Dutch people then?
I've no idea. I've absolutely no idea. But anyway, that's a fact. It's not going to help us much here, though. So where were you wanted to Dutch Spieth and Schauffele, didn't you, for top wild card?
I did. Yeah, I think that's a strong 7-4 chance. Yeah, they're going to play 5 matches, in my humble opinion. And the rest of them will struggle to get that amount of matches.
Are we all done with tips, or is there anything else you like?
I think we're done on tips, and then it's just a deep dive into the pairings, isn't it?
I think we should do that. Let's do. We find out on Thursday, of course, don't we? Because they have that ludicrous opening ceremony, in which the captains invariably cry when they pay tribute to all the players and their vice captains. When we went in 2008, I don't remember going to the opening ceremony. Did we go to it?
I don't remember going. No, I don't remember much.
Do you remember we had that funk? We got invited to that funk. Do you remember you wanted to go to the Kentucky, the KFC museum, didn't you? So we went to that. Do you remember the KFC museum?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We went to that, and then we went to the Muhammad Ali museum because obviously he's from Louisville, which is where the course was. And do you remember the lady said, "Oh, if you're around tonight, there's a ceremony here, and Muhammad Ali's going to be here." So I think we sacked off the opening ceremony to go, and we actually saw Muhammad Ali, didn't we? Which was brilliant, wasn't it?
We did. Yeah, that was probably the last year of his life, wasn't it, or somewhere close? Yeah. He didn't look well, did he? But it was amazing to get that close to the great one.
It was. It really was. So we missed the opening ceremony, but that anyway. The only real purpose of the opening ceremony is where they reveal the partnerships, isn't it? So
which is always right at the end. So you've got to sit through all of that nonsense. To get
Justin Timberlake will do a song, won't he? And
he probably will, yeah.
Right, so who do you want to be first, Pod or Steve Stricker? Steve Stricker got a nickname, I don't suppose.
Strix.
Oh, Strix. Yeah. Who do you want to be, Pod or Strix first?
I want to be Strix. And,
right, okay. So first up is it foursomes or four balls first on Friday?
Foursomes.
Okay, Steve, who is your opening foursomes partnership?
Good evening, everybody. On the tee, Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth.
Right, okay. And who will they be playing?
Oh.
Let's do it that way.
Oh, you want to do it that way?
Yeah,
okay,
I do.
Well, that is hard because
I know it's hard, but it's just
for the European picks, pairings, I was basically going to say Lord knows, I don't even think Patrick Harrington knows. So I don't, maybe the Lord doesn't know, because literally nobody knows, and it's really hard. And they're just guesses. And I can be Steve Stricker and I can be very confident, but
just whiz through who you think the Americans will be first out, and then just have a wild guess at the Europeans.
Yeah. I'd like to do that. Yeah, okay. Thomas and Spieth, Cantlay and Schauffele. I'll be staggered if they aren't the basis of everything. And then I think Johnson and Morikawa both play tailor-made balls, seem to get on very well. And then I think Harris English could be a bit of a secret weapon for Strix in the foursomes. Harris English doesn't really have a weakness. Plays pairs golf really well. He's a 3-time winner of the QBE Shootout. Yeah, it's a Ryder Cup rookie year, but I think he's be comfortable in the arena. And I think that all-round ability makes him great for foursomes. And I think he could play with Tony Finau, who is not a rookie. Tony Finau played well at Paris National in a losing side. I think English and Finau, both Titleist loyalists.
So that would leave Bryson and Koepka on the sidelines to hang out together, along with Berger and Scheffler, wouldn't it?
That's correct. And I think all four are playing the four balls. I think you bring DeChambeau in for the four balls to play with Scotty Scheffler. You bring Brooks Koepka into the four balls to play with Daniel Berger. Steve Stricker picked Berger and Koepka to play together in the 2017 President's Cup. They're both Floridians, both play the same ball. I think Koepka and Berger play together in the four balls, and then you just stick with Thomas and Spieth, Cantlay and Schauffele. I think that's a wonderful set of ingredients for the States. Yeah, DeChambeau in four balls is dangerous. You can't trust him in the foursomes. He's obsessed with long drives now. He's entered the Long Drive World Championship. No, he's playing on Monday in the Long Drive World Championship. But he's a dangerous customer in the four balls. I think Scotty Scheffler is the perfect partner for him, and Koepka's the same. Injury issues, but you just play him lightly, play him in the four balls with. I think he'll get on well with Berger. So I think that combination just wins the Ryder Cup. I thought it certainly gets you a good lead going into the singles, and then
and the Europeans. I mean, there isn't even any one sort of pairing that you could say, well, they'll definitely play together. I mean, it could be absolutely anything, couldn't it?
Yeah, it's a real struggle. I mean, I'll throw some token ones out there. I think Raman Hovland is a great combo. I think he should go for that because I think that wins points. Poulter and McIlroy have played well together in previous Ryder Cups. I think Poulter and McIlroy should go together. I think Westwood and Lowry get on very well. A lot of people assuming McIlroy and Lowry, which could easily happen, but I think Westwood and Lowry is a potential foursomes combo. Garcia and Wiesberger get on very well. The modern captain plays everyone before the singles. In the olden days, Wiesberger would be struggling to get a game before the singles. They're more ruthless captains in the past.
I think that's a bit mean, that personally, particularly when they're qualified.
Yes, I agree. I think it is a bit mean, and I think Wiesberger will get a game with Garcia. It may be in the foursomes, and then Casey and Hatton play together in Paris. I think Casey and Hatton could go together. Tommy Fleetwood obviously is going to be missing his bro,
they had the bromance, didn't they?
They had the bromance. Francesco Molinari's not there, so I think Matt Fitzpatrick comes in as Fleetwood's partner. But again, it's just a hunch. It's just a guess. Okay. I have no idea.
Okay. Oh, by the way, exciting news, isn't there? On Sunday, we're back. Sweet Spot Live is back. I forgot to say that. I should have tasted that at the start of the show. But yeah, Steve and I will be back from 6 p.m. on Sunday. I think the singles start around about 5. But join us live on, what is it, YouTube, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah, live on YouTube. Me and Steve will be commentating you through the final day's action, having a bit of a laugh, a bit of interaction with you guys, take you through all the latest betting. And hopefully, Steve will have a few nice in-running punts for us as well. So we'd love you to join us for Sweet Spot Live at 6 p.m. on Sunday for the singles. That'll be very exciting. Hopefully you're feeling better by then, Steve. What are you taking?
I should hope so. Yeah. I'm firing all sorts of meds into me and testing myself. These days, you've just got to test yourself, haven't you, for the worst case scenario?
How often are you testing?
I'm doing it every day. We've got loads of the tests because my wife works in the NHS, so she's got all these home kits.
What, the lateral flows?
Lateral flows, yeah.
What do you prefer, throat or nose?
I haven't tried throat. I think I probably prefer.
Well, you're only doing nose.
I'm only doing nose.
You're not doing it properly, no. You're meant to do throat and then nose with the same cotton bud thing.
Oh, cripes! Throat.
What? Do you not read the instructions? They're clear.
When you're ill, you sort of struggle with instructions. No, I
thought I'd follow the instructions to the letter, Steve.
Oh, cripes! Well, don't worry.
It's horrific because you have to go down and go on your tonsils and go and everyone goes.
Yeah, well, up the nose is hardly nice, isn't it? I just started sneezing as soon as I got
that's what happens. But you've got to do tonsils. You're only doing half the job, mate.
Well, don't worry. I'm not a super spreader if I have got it because I don't leave these four walls.
You say that. He's travelling in a car with me and stayed in my house last week.
Well, I didn't deteriorate until I left. It's probably going north that did it to me. But yeah, I only came on Sunday. Came on Sunday, but yeah. By next Sunday, I should be fine. No, we'll have a bit of fun out there. Yeah, we can take all Max Homer's podcast listeners over to Sweet Spot Live, can't we?
Exactly. Yeah, we can. So, like I say, don't forget, join us for that. Also, let us know in advance who you fancy. If there's any questions you want to ask us, we will have a live chat going on, and we'd love to interact with you on that. Steve, I guess if people have sort of been trying to catch all your wisdom throughout the show, they probably could do with it all being crystallised into one short bit. So, just give us your best bets for the Ryder Cup. Away you go.
Share, USA to win the Ryder Cup at 4-7. Correct scores of 17-11 USA, 16.5, 11.5 USA, 16-12 USA. Justin Thomas, top American scorer. Victor Hovland, top European scorer. Justin Thomas, top combined scorer. And then one for deep pockets. If you like to do a bit of dutching, if you're particularly tall, Jordan Spieth and Xander Schauffele in the top wildcard market can be dutched to a 7-4 chance, and Patrick Cantlay and Xander Schauffele in the top American rookie market can be dutched to an even money chance.
Lovely. Okay, mate. Thank you very much indeed. We will reconvene on Sunday for Sweet Spot Live, and we're back next Tuesday for another Sweet Spot. What have we got next week?
I think we've got the Daniel links, and we often have the Daniel links after the Ryder Cup. We take each week as it comes. Are you going to punt? Are you going to heavily punt the Americans? I think. I
have backed them a while ago, actually, a slightly better price than I've got now. The only thing I do think, Steve, is that it can be a bit of luck. I mean, look at last week. Look at those three players who topped the Dutch Open leaderboard: Broberg, Schmidt, and Canizares. I mean, they're huge, but it just shows anything can happen, can't it?
Yeah, it is that sort of game, isn't it? I think Matthias Schmidt's got a big future, actually. Yeah, I think he'll win on the European Tour quite soon.
I do think the Americans just look so strong, don't they?
Yeah. I think they're going to win comfortably. You're not a particularly patriotic continent lover, are you? So you're not going to worry about.
To be born in Europe. It's a Western Europe's a lovely place to be born, isn't it? We're pretty safe, and we're very lucky like that, and so I'm grateful for that. But
if you didn't have a bet and Europe won, you wouldn't cry tears of joy, would you?
No, not remotely. No. I wouldn't. But having said that, I absolutely love the Ryder Cup. I think the format lends itself to excitement. I just think it's a brilliant. It's something different, isn't it? And I can't wait. I think it's going to be very exciting. My mum will be fuming with me, Brood. My mum will be really angry. She's already been the lead up to this, been saying that make sure you tip Europe. I don't want to be cheering on the Americans. I mean, she's going to be very angry when she finds out I'm a USA supporter. But it's just one of those things, isn't it? Betting is more important than loving your continent, I think. Well, yeah, and quite apart from anything else, I mean, Britain's relationship with Europe has become so fractured recently that, I find it slightly hypocritical. All of a sudden, people who voted to distance themselves from Europe are all of a sudden, loving it again. But anyway, let's not get all political.
That's another podcast, isn't it? We can discuss that on Sweet Spot Live, can't we? We can get political then.
No, let's not. All right then, Steve, thank you very much indeed. I hope you feel better, and we'll speak on Sunday.